still can't believe my husband did this at our wedding.
Is her name. She's actually had to take this down off of TikTok because
Let's cut it out. You know if you have had or if you currently have a shut up ring. And a shut up ring comes when a woman had to give that man an ultimatum. And I know that women are taught to give ultimatums because I'm from the South. And we were taught that if you've been with the man for a while, you have kids with that man, you have to tell him he needs to poop or get off the pot. And if that doesn't work, you need to cut him off, because why would he buy the cow if he already getting the milk for free? There's a lot of these little sayings that women have been told throughout the years, and they've had them like stuffed in their head. You need to get him to marry you by any means. But if you or your family members or your community or the pastor had to ask that man to marry you, that is a shut up ring. And for the women who got down on their knees,
they know we'll take forever, so they taking matters into their own hands.
And ask that man to marry you because you know that that man was not going to voluntarily marry you or ask you to marry him, that is a shut up ring. People are like, oh no, we're not traditional. We can ask that man to marry us. We are strong women. Hear us roar. Ask that same man if he would take your last name. Since you guys are so not traditional, now I've asked men this: if the woman asked for your hand in marriage, would you be willing to change your last name to hers? A lot of men said no. And please understand that men agree to marriages because they know the benefits of it. If this man has ever said to you, I really don't want to get married, don't marry him. Don't pressure this man to get married. I've had friends that slept with men, pretend to be pregnant or actually really get pregnant, and then they know that to be pregnant by this guy is a way for him to feel like, oh man, I must marry her. Women have been doing things like this for years with the hopes of getting this ring, not knowing that an unhappy marriage is not the prize. And another thing about these shut up rings, if a man knows that you telling anything that you know about him could be detrimental to him, he will marry you. Think Dwight Howard. And let's talk about those don't leave me, I messed up a million times, took you for granted a million times, now I'm suddenly going to ask you to marry me simply so you won't leave. Like, I know a woman who got cheated on. This man had outside babies, and then he asked her when she had finally had enough and she was at her wit's end, she was going to leave him, like, you keep having babies on me, I'm out. He asked her to marry him and she had the nerve to say yes. And then you look at Blueface and the new girl that he's with. Like, how this lady got on camera and smiled and shed tears of joy that Blueface, the man who has cheated on her and did all of this to her, they have a kid together. They've been had a kid together. He has taken this lady through the ringer and then asked her to marry him. But ladies, be careful, because there are a lot of men out there like that. And then we end up with weddings like this where he's smashing cake, he's making you bleed. What is the meaning of this? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Would you accept a shut up ring?